This is the second video of JavaScript. In this example, we will learn more about JavaScript. First, let's do an example of get current date. So we start from Notepad++, but here we include JavaScript. We close it. So don't forget to do this. And the first, in this example, we have a phone. We close the phone. For the phone, we have a name, the phone. Inside the phone, first we have paragraph. So we want to get a current date. Then we use a single line box equal to text. So the name equal to today's date. Then we have a break line. Then we have a button. We have the button that we need to close. So the button get. Then we need to close the button. So those are what we learned before. So it's a phone. We have a name for the phone. Then we have a paragraph. We need to close the paragraph actually. So somewhere like here, we close the paragraph. We have a phone with paragraph input a single line box. Then we have a button. We close it. We have the content. So those are we named before. Here, when we connect the button, we trigger an unconnect event. So in this event, we call a function. It's called a get today's. So in our example before, we just directly coding here. But sometimes we have so many codes, so we need to use a function. Instead, we use this to call the function, but we define what we declare function here. Function. Then the name has to be exactly match. I copy, include the brace. Include the bracket. So here. So it means that when we connect the button, we trigger this event, unconnect event. So inside the event, we call this function. So what do we do inside the function? We define here. So those two again has to be matched. So what do we do inside the function? First, we create some container, var. Then we have for a container, we should have a name. It's the date. Then we get a new date. What's this? This we call first. You can say we have a function. So what means function? Function means we can, because sometimes we have too many. In before example, we just put some comment here. But if we have too much comment, we should put inside the function. Then we call that function. So that's the example of function. So we declare a function like this. Then we call the function just like what we did here. We call function. We declare function here. And here we have a variable. Variable just like a container. We use variable to store data. So for var, var is the variable inside var can be changed. For example, like say student name can be changed because because we have different students. We have the constant. Constant, for example, a week only have 7 days. So that cannot be changed. So that's constant. So in our example, we use here, we use var, it's variable. So this is the name of a variable as a container. We store an object inside the container. That what means object. So like in the real world, we have many objects. But in computer programming, if you want to manipulate something, so we need to manage with object. So everything in JavaScript, a button, a label, a phone, a table, a single line box can be an object. So the biggest object is a window object. For example, every time we want to do coding, we need to open a window. So that will have a window object. Inside the window, we have another object, it's called a document. So why do we need a document? Because when we do coding, when we open a window, we need to upload our coding. Like here, what we're doing the coding here. We need to upload the coding to the document. So we need a document object. So the window and the document object are necessary. Then let's continue to finish our example here. So first we have this is we define a container. This is the name of the container. Then we store an object inside the container. This is a new object. This object includes the date of the system, the time here. Then inside of the object we have the day, the month, the year. Then we need to get the month, the year. Like say first we get the month. So those two has to be matched. Means that we want to from this because this is the name of the container. Inside the container we have an object. So we want to from the date object get the current month. We use get th. We need plus 1 y. This is called the method because for object we have method. So we can use the method to get the data from the object. The method is defined. We have to use a fixed group of methods. You can means that this is a method with the object. Then we can do the same thing. Another variable, we want to get the date. Then from the object, we use the method get date. Again, we need to get the year. So the year equal to the date object. Use the method get for year. Now we already get the month, the day, the year. Now we need to display the value inside the single line box here. How to do that? First, we need to type document. Because everything, every phone box button inside the document. So we use document. Then we use the phone. Because this single line box is inside the phone. Then we use the today's date. This is this, the name of the single line box. Then we say the value of the single line box should be equal to the month, the day, and the year. So we use the month plus. We need to use the slash to distinguish the month and the date plus the date plus slash and the plus the year. So the plus means we compile several the months, the day, the year together. So let's say what we get. First, save it. Then we run it. So we need allow blocked content. Then when we click the button, we get the current date. So that is the example for JavaScript. Inside the example, we use this is the call function. We declare a function here, and don't forget include them. Then inside the function, we use variable. So first we get the object. A date is object. So when we create a new object, we get all the date, like the year, the day, the month, inside this object. Then we need to use the method to get the specific month, date, and year. For JavaScript, we start the month with 0. So we need +1, means January is 0. So that means we need +1. And finally, we display the month / day / year inside the single line box. This is the name of the single line box. The single line box is inside the phone, and inside the document. So that's the example. So we learn about next function. We learn about variable. We learn about object. So everything could be object. We learn about the biggest object is window. And inside the window we have document. Inside document we can have a table, can have a phone, can have a single line box, can have a button. So we use a date object to get the date and the time. Then we talk about the method. So the method is included inside the object. Because the date is object. We use the method get month to get the month from this object. Get the day from the object. Get the hours from the object. The same idea. We also can claim function with parameters. Means, for example, we can call the function in this way. We include two values. Those two values can be used inside the coding. We also can have some comparison operators. What's that? Sometimes we need to make a judgment. For example, like say, if x equal to, like say, if x equal to 5 is false or true, because here x is the container. Inside the x, we store 10, because 10 is greater than 5. So this statement says x equal to 5 is false. We use the operator like say double equal sign. This is not equal. This greater than, more than, less than, something like this. Why do we need this? We will say example later. We also can have if statement. Like say if a condition is satisfied, we do something. If don't, we do nothing. So next we will, in next video, we will use an example to say why we need the comparison, why we need the if statement.